The NBA keeps on delivering. A day after we got the shock of all time with the Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis trade, a more realistic trade happened with the rumors with now De'Aaron Fox is officially out of the Sacramento Kings. The official 3-team trade is the Spurs get De'Aaron Fox and Jordan McLaughlin. The Kings receive Zach LaVine, Sidi Sissoko, 3 first-rounders, and 2 second-rounders. And the Bulls receive Kevin Huerter, Trey Jones, Zach Collins, and they got their own pick back, I believe, from the Spurs, which is a 2025 first-round pick. And obviously the trade deadline's coming up. This was obviously one of the trades in the works, and we kind of hinted at this earlier in the year about when we made our Kings video. And I'm going to just say it right now off the bat. Spurs, big W, did not have to give up any real pieces out of this trade to get De'Aaron Fox, partnering him up with Luka Doncic, partnering him up with Victor Wembanyama for the long term.
Yeah, a younger point guard, a speedy guy. He could play a little bit of defense. And most importantly, he's a clutch guy. And Wemby has a partner in crime where he doesn't have to have the ball in the fourth quarter all the time. You know, if they're down and whenever they need a big shot. De'Aaron Fox is a clutch player of the year. He is very clutch in the fourth quarter. He always seems to turn it on, even on the games he struggles in. So that's very good in terms of Wemby's usage rate going down. And overall, him getting help is a big thing. And a guy getting help, you know, Chris Paul getting help and De'Aaron Fox getting help. The difference is Wemby's getting help from De'Aaron Fox for a long time. Chris Paul is just going to be for this season. And overall, you're getting a point guard, a guy who could get you the ball in the paint, even though Wemby barely goes in the paint for a guy who's big as him.
He might play the 2 guard a little because you have Stephon Castle there for the long term as well.
That's a big factor as well. And then overall, when you're looking at it, De'Aaron Fox should have, you know, in my opinion, doesn't really need too much time to transition because he has played with an elite big man in the last few years in Domantas Sabonis. So he's already been a part of a 1-2 punch. He's going to be a part of a 1-2 punch here. It's just that Wemby is more of a demigod than Sabonis.
So reasons why I love this trade. This trade, off the bat, there were rumors you were going to give up Stephon Castle in this trade. I would have disagreed with that vehemently. As much as I love De'Aaron Fox, I don't think he's at the star caliber level to get traded for a guy like Stephon Castle, right? But they kept Stephon Castle. You thought they would have matched salaries with like a guy like Keldon Johnson or maybe a Devin Vassell and whoever else they have there. No, they still have all those guys. So if they really want to make more moves, they have the ability to make more moves for the future as well. The other point, to bounce off your point, I absolutely love it. When we made that Kings video and we were talking about De'Aaron Fox trade targets, what team did I say should be targeting him number 1? It was this team with the San Antonio Spurs, because in a few years' time, Wembanyama is already showing like he is going to be the best NBA player in a couple of years. And there's no debate about it, the way he's been playing both offensively, especially defensively as well. So this duo will remind me of a better version of Jokic Murray, essentially. Give him more time to gel a little bit, because De'Aaron Fox, yes, he's been an all-star. He's a better player than Jamal Murray, but for De'Aaron Fox to be your second best player is the championship caliber team, especially if you have a superstar and a generational player like Victor Wembanyama. So like that duo there, and you've just filled the rest of the pieces together. We already talked about the Luka trade and how the Lakers, as long as they make the right trades and right pieces around him, should be a contender for years to come. Same thing with the OKC Thunder, right? This puts them right there with them for the long haul. Yes, this is his 8th year, but again, is De'Aaron Fox just playing whether alongside Stephon Castle, he could obviously flip-flop the ball between the 2 guards right there. Yes, we know Chris Paul's only here for the short term, and boom, you have Victor Wembanyama who could do everything on the court.
The only thing that sucks about the Spurs is that they're in the West, so it's going to be very tough to make a playoff push this year. But overall, when you're looking at it in the long term, they're going to have to find a way to start getting these mini successes now, because De'Aaron Fox, at the end of the day, he has been 8 years in the NBA.
He is with a minimal
playoff experience.
Yes.
So that's not a good sign. So in terms of clutchness in the playoffs, you know, Jamal, he might not be to the level of Jamal Murray in the playoffs. Overall player, as De'Aaron Fox is better in terms of all-around game, except for the three-point shooting. Obviously, you could work on that a little bit more. So when you're looking at it, it's a great deal for the Spurs. The Spurs rebuild over video, we were saying that you got to go out and get pieces. They finally made a trade. And from that video, we said the Spurs' recent biggest trade they made was getting rid of Kawhi Leonard. And before that was when they acquired George Gervin. So they made a big trade. These guys don't, develop their teams through trades. It's through drafts. David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, obviously Wemby, Kawhi, now Wemby. But now they actually got a partner in crime for Wemby, which is great news because he's already ascending to superstardom. I guess at a quick rate, even though we kind of expected him to go at a quick rate, to the point that we were saying that they should have gone people last year in his rookie year as well.
This is the team where I would love to see him. I don't want, yes, a big three would be ideal for sure. A wing player, especially like a small forward, even power forward type position. But if they could get an elite 3-and-D guy like a Mikal Bridges or an OG Anunoby, who are not available now, but I'm just saying a guy of that caliber on this team, yeah, watch out for this team. As to your point for the short term, very quickly, they're currently sit 12th in the West. But the West is very tight, as we mentioned in the playoff races wise. They're currently only 2.5 games out of the 10th seed, which is a play-in spot, which is where they need to be in by the end of the year. And there should be with this trade, in my personal opinion. The 10th seed right now is the Sacramento Kings. With this trade, they got much worse. And we'll get into the Sacramento Kings in a second here. And we'll see how else it goes. So play-in position is ideal. If you're wondering of a play-off spot, that's right now 5 games, 4.5 to 5 games out.
Yeah,
as well.
They still have a chance. Their team got much better now. And let's see, the quicker this duo can get to gel, the quicker these guys should be able to go on a run and, make a play-in / playoff push potentially.
Sacramento Kings, as I mentioned, are currently sitting on a play-in spot right now, holding on for dear life at the moment. And listen, they had that hot coach bump pretty much with Doug Christie coming in at the time, making us two look like idiots at the time when we made that trade. But our points still stand. That was just a good coach bump at the moment. It looks like they're coming back down to earth a little bit. They add a guy like Zach LaVine. I'm going to be honest with you, don't like the fit at all. Do not like this at all for Zach LaVine. I would prefer him to go to a team where he needs to be a much better scorer, player type guy. I don't like this for the Kings because now you got rid of Tyrese Halliburton, you got rid of Davion Mitchell, now you got rid of De'Aaron Fox. Your point guard right now is Malik Monk, and that's not his forte to start off with.
So basically, you're looking at the backcourt are very two similar players, basically bucket getters. Malik Monk
is a good passer.
Yeah,
I'll give him that for
but Malik Monk and Zach LaVine.
So is Zach LaVine.
Malik Monk and Zach LaVine's main attribute is scoring. As simple as that. And that you can't have that. Facilitating, yeah, they're great passers, great playmakers, but to the level of Halliburton, who gets double-digit assists a game.
Yeah.
And then obviously De'Aaron Fox, who has, experienced playmaker and point guard in the NBA. Yeah, I don't know what the hell they've been doing. They've been making mistake after mistake, and they found a way to F it up again.
And on top of that, you reunite him with DeMar DeRozan. Once again, how many people need the ball in their hand? They're clearly going, in my opinion, for a route that's Domantas Sabonis is going to be like their point guard, right? Like he's a good, one of the more underrated passing big men in the league, right? Like outside of Jokic, he's arguably up there right now, right? But yeah, I just don't like the fit overall. It's too much. The defense goes even more downhill, in my opinion. I'm not saying like Fox was this all-world defender.
He still held his ground.
Yeah, you lose Kevin Huerter in the process of this trade as well, and. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know much about City Sissoko. The only reason why I like this trade for them is you accumulated 5 draft picks. So you have the ability to still go out and make moves, right? And that's about it. Like, is this a big ceiling raiser for these guys? Not really. Zach LaVine's having a really good year, though. He's showing people that he's still an elite player when healthy, especially. It's just the Chicago Bulls have been mid, and we're going to get to the Bulls in a second because I got a lot to say about those guys. But, yeah, at the end of the day, like, for the Kings... Yes, you just made another move, similar type move. It's gonna be tough. Will you be in the play-in race for the rest of the year? Probably, as long as they're healthy. But still a lot of holes, in my opinion.
A lot of good talent, but the fit's not there, like you mentioned. But the good thing they did here is at least they got a return, and they got a decent return. For De'Aaron Fox. Usually, the Kings find a way to mess that up too. But your best biggest asset, you got a solid return, 3 first-round picks,
more than Luka.
Yeah, I mean, you still got Anthony Davis. Counts for 2 first-round picks at least. Yeah. So, and then the other thing is you got Zach LaVine. Whether you want to flip him, he's still gonna give a lot of value, I believe, in terms of yeah. But if you want to keep him, obviously you keep him. Then I don't think that's gonna do much for you.
Yeah, on Zach's side of things, I would just preferred him to be on a different team where he would have fit a lot better. But at least they got some assets in return. Let's talk about this team that did not get anything for Zach LaVine essentially in return. Because the Chicago Bulls So Chicago
Chicago
Bulls.
Bills.
My note here is first off, WTF all caps. Like, what are you doing? Like, Kevin Huerter's your main target out of this. Trey Jones, you already have point guards there with Josh Giddey already there for the future, and then obviously Zach Collins, whatever solid pick up there, and you get your first back. You didn't even add more picks out of this. So to me, like the Bulls. Like what is their lineup right now? It's like they lost Zach LaVine, so they have Vucevic. So they gotta figure out a way to flip him. I know the Warriors are desperate in general because they're calling on a lot of people. Because a lot of people think because the Lakers got Luka Doncic, they're calling on every superstar according to Shams. But they need to find a way to get some assets for Nikola Vucevic because I do not like this trade, the return for these guys. They did not get anything valuable from Alex Caruso, not really valuable from like I think DeMar DeRozan for a sign and trade, and now Zach LaVine. You only just got your first back, which was the original DeMar DeRozan sign and trade.
Yeah. To your point, I'm gonna add to that, like the fact that Zach LaVine is having a good year and you still weren't able to get multiple picks confuses me because it's not like his value was down, right?
I thought
his value was still.
When I saw that, I thought the Bulls got the picks first and not the Kings. The Kings got on the picks more.
So like the fact that they couldn't ask more for the Spurs, especially like try to get one of their young guys as well. Like they could have easily done that. I'm not saying they would have gone like a Stephon Castle or like a
at least Keldon Johnson
or a Devin Vassell or someone, right? Like not their main young guys, but like like you mentioned there, Johnson would have been a good pickup, another first. I just don't understand how a guy who's still playing at his value, maybe even higher, still couldn't fetch you more than one first round pick or more than one good asset.
Yeah, the Bulls have been the weirdest franchise for me in general. They're holding on a final play-in spot at the moment. They're only a game above the Sixers. So, listen, Bulls fans probably want to tank, obviously, right? I mean, right now, Washington's running away with the capture the flag sweepstakes. But we know about the NBA draft lottery. We always see surprises, right? Your squad is also like it was on a massive win streak earlier before they ended up losing a couple of days ago. But yeah, no, the Chicago Bulls, they need to reset do a whole another reset. I think they need to change their whole front office once again and just go. They need to go. What's the word? Complete overhaul on the front office. Just a
clean house.
Clean house. That's what I was looking for. But
I'm just saying this much, yo. If Michael Jordan did not exist, I would advise this team to relocate.
Well, it's Chicago at the end of the day.
I
But to be fair to him, like, he did not do what Michael Jordan did, but Derrick Rose had a hell of a run outside of his injuries, right?
I'm just saying, bro, like, Chicago...
You're just lucky you have Michael Jordan in your
I'm just saying, Chicago just stuck in the past. The Blackhawks suck now, even though they had a great 2010s. The Bulls are stuck with, they're in the past with Rose and Jordan. They suck now. The White Sox, don't even want to mention anything about them. And then I'm missing the last team.
Cubs
Bears. Are okay. And then obviously the Bears suck unless Ben Johnson turns it around there.
Yeah, no. With the trade, so that's our overall thoughts for each team. If I were to grade it A+ for the Spurs, I would say like a B- C for the Kings. I would give it like a F for the Bulls and
F-, honestly.
With the trade deadline coming up, and I don't think we'll be able to make a quick preview video on that because a lot of the trades have happened. But just a few names to keep an eye out for. For sure, Jimmy Butler's going. We just don't know where. It's looking like it's the Suns. The reports are a 3-4 team. We'll see what happens with that. But there's a name that I saw before we hit record that you have to keep an eye out for. I don't know how legit this is going to be when it comes on deadline day on Thursday. Kevin Durant, once again, might be on the move. They're saying that the Suns are looking to shop him. I don't know how much of that is because of the Luka impact on this thing, but I don't see it happening. But if we do, it might be part of this Jimmy Butler thing all over again. But because Bradley Beal has the keys, right, of what he wants to do with his wherever he wants to play in the future, right? So, but let's see. The NBA once again delivered. So watch out for drama because these guys at least kind of deliver on deadline day, unlike other sports usually. But final thoughts overall for the trade deadline. What are you looking out for? Anything?
Yeah,
or you just can't wait for the drama?
My initial reaction to a lot of these trades are like, the ratings were down, so the Adam Silver probably like called up like, "Yo, let's make some blockbuster deals." That's a big conspiracy
right now with the Luka thing.
Let's especially make some big blockbusters right now.
Yeah, Nico
Harrison probably getting compensated, heavily in terms of trading Luka. Obviously, this De'Aaron Fox one makes sense, and it was still a big trade.
Yeah,
but like, I don't think there's a point of a trade deadline anymore, just because nothing's gonna match what happened on Saturday night.
Exactly. I don't think anything will. If it does, it's gonna be next level ridiculousness if it does. That's the
I'm
best way
swear to
put
God,
it.
if Jokic gets traded, bro, I'm gonna lose it.
There's no chance. But that's overall our thoughts on this De'Aaron Fox trade. Comment down below. Spurs fans, Kings fan, Bulls fan, what do you guys think? Overall NBA fans, what do you guys think down below? What trades are you looking forward to for trade deadline day? Is your team gonna make a move or not? Super Bowl week. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and hit the post notification bell because we'll be dropping our Super Bowl preview as well as our NFL awards, which are happening this week as well. So you guys do not want to miss that. We drop NHL videos as well. As you could tell, the NHL made massive moves. It's just like Luka had to drop a bombshell that trade to cancel it. So make sure you guys check our Miko Rantanen trade reaction and JT Miller trade reaction as well. Follow our socials link down below. We are on TikTok and Instagram Reels. And if you're listening on audio platforms right now, rate, review, and download this podcast. We're on the road to 1,000. We're almost there. 10 more subscribers. Please help us get there by the end of this week if you guys can. We appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.